Hey guys, this is Tarot with Kittens, Weights, and Tarot, and today I am doing a review of the Accurate AF Tarot. And I know it's been a while since I did my Sunday reviews, but I was doing the Ethany's hashtag 31 Days of Tarot 2020, and I was having a lot of fun with that. So we are back to our regularly scheduled reviews, and this was something that I had been waiting months and months and months for, and the creator was just it was just a nightmare with all the things that she had to go through in terms of printing and getting things done right. And I appreciate her not rushing these and just getting it done the way she envisioned them, so that if I really look well upon people that if they're going to put their name on something, you might as well get it done right, so that so I understand that as a deck creator myself. But I've taken the cards out of the box because I'm actually keeping it in something else. But this was the box that it came in, and it's got that kind of suede-y feeling that a lot of people are liking with their decks and their boxes. And it's got some beautiful gold foil. And I'm just wishing so much success in the future for the deck creator. She had come up with the this deck before, so this is like a new like reimagining of the deck, where I think Ethany had done a review of it, and the creator said that Ethany told her that there was like something missing, because they're very, very simple at the beginning, and now it just has this ethereal, just it's so great. I can't wait to show you guys. So this is the inside, and here's the bottom back by Prisma and Fleur, or Prism and Fleur. And this is where you can follow them on the Instagrams and follow the hashtag, and the website. Okay, so the inside of the box, again with this lovely eye, it has this foam insert, which would have been great to keep the cards in, except that it's lifted ever so slightly at the bottom, so my cards were getting stuck underneath, and I didn't want to have to like pry them up, even though I was like trying to dump them out and they weren't coming out. I don't want to bend the cards or anything, so I just thought it was safer to keep them in a little bag, so that's what I did. There wasn't a guidebook with this, but that's fine because there's keywords on here, and it's basically it's Rider-Waite-Smith. So here is the little bag that I'm using, and this was a gift from a lovely friend. So I'm like, ooh, this kind of goes together, the flowers and all that good stuff. So here's the deck itself. I want to measure this with a standard tarot deck. So let me be right back. Okay, so here's your standard tarot size. This is actually from my Santa Marte Tarot. And here's the Accurate AF Tarot. So you can see, obviously, it's a little bit wider and a lot shorter than your average tarot size. And it's circular, which I don't have that many circular decks, so I've been having a lot of fun with these. Actually, I think I have like 2 circular decks. So let's get in and all the goodness that is here. And this, it's that, again, that suede-y, just so buttery soft. It just gets my tactile senses so enamored. So again, here we have this gold foil, which is just awesome. And a very, very light pink, almost like a peachy pink, which I also think is really nice. And then on the other side, you're going to get what the card is in, again, that gold foil. And then down at the bottom, you're going to get a couple of keywords that, actually go along with the meaning of that card. But the difference is, which I don't have the original, like the first edition, whatever, of the Accurate AF Tarot. It was just very simple, where it was just images, and it didn't have all of this, which I think is very reminiscent of some of that ethereal, I don't know, collage that we like, a la Danielle Noel, although I know she's not the first person to come up with it, but I think that just because I'm a huge fan of hers, like I kind of equate things with her work. But this obviously has a different flavor to it, I should say, because obviously it's coming from a different creator. And I really love what Prism and Floor has done with this. So anyway, let's take a look at the sides. We have the kind of sparkly matte finish to it of gilded edging, so kind of like a matte gilded edging, which I think is cool. And it has pretty thick, I would say, cardstock, but not too thick that it would be unshuffleable. What I do think is interesting is because it has the buttery smooth, but also matty semi textured feel. You know, it's, I don't know, it's hard to explain, kind of a suede feel. You know, it would kind of be hard to shuffle suede. It's just like a little harder for me to do a side shuffle, just because of that buttery feel that it has to. I don't know, that probably doesn't even make any sense, but it doesn't bother me. Let's just say it just doesn't bother me. So what we're going to do is we're going to zoom in and take a look at this wonderful, wonderful deck. Yeah, so let's do it. Okay, these cards are going to be every which way because they're circular. So, but here is what I've found by seeing images of the original deck. You would have had things like this, but not so much all of this background. So it may have been like a little image of water pouring out. But yeah, and I'm usually not one that wants keywords on my tarot cards because I'm like, okay, depending on the system that I'm using of tarot, I'm like, I already know that system, I already have like a, vocabulary built up. However, I do love the interesting interpretations, like I said, this year, with what my tarot goals are, I do want to see the interpretations and the vocabulary that other readers use, so that I could add it to my repertoire. So I'm opening myself up to that, and I am actually really appreciating the keywords that are down here at the bottom. So like I said, up at the top you would have the gildedy goodness, and then all around here you have this gilded lining as well, which is pretty cool. Okay, so let's keep looking. Here you have the King of Rings. At first, I thought it said the King of Kings, and I was like, yes, the King of Kings. But yeah, it was the King of Rings. So yeah, just soak this stuff in. Woo! Like, I get lost looking at these images and like all that they have to hold. So that's what I'm doing. Hopefully you guys are doing the same. And I know I haven't done a deck review in a while, but I've always said in my deck reviews that, in order to be a good reader, one doesn't need tons of decks. Me, I'm very visual. So I kind of look at them as just, it is art, and you get, if you have like a standard tarot deck, you have 78 pieces of art. And so I consider myself a connoisseur of art, but I just make these reviews basically to show off other people's wonderful art. Or in the case of my own deck, I'm showing off my art. But it's just more of an art appreciation. So, don't ever feel obligated to purchase lots and lots of decks. I know people who have been readers for decades and they've been doing it with one deck. So you don't need all of the decks. But if you do want to look at some art, then I do hope you appreciate these reviews. And if you are actually interested in purchasing the decks that I review, I always try to, if I can find a link, put the link down below. So that'll be in the information box down below. But like I said, you are not obligated, but I do want to show the creator some love. So, you know, I wish her much success. As I say that, we have the Three of Rings comes up. Collaboration. Oh my goodness, that priestess. All the feels. I think even though I'm a full card, Empress card, those need to be cards that I connect with. In this deck, I really love the Empress. Or I mean, I really love the High Priestess. I love the Empress too. And of course the Fool card. But I am enamored with the High Priestess. See, anything with like some ancient Egypty vibes. Heck yeah, I'm pretty sure I got some past lives there. I do know I have some ancestry if we go way back in my lineage, because it's even in my last name, so that's kind of cool. Makes my last name unique. Oh, Wally's come by, so if you see a little tail or a little shadow, that's Wally Wallito, my little bandito. Have you come to say that you like this deck? Wally, what do you think? I think Wally likes this deck. This is Wally approved. If you are wondering if Pumas like the accurate AF Tarot, yes. Six of Wands comes up. Heck yeah. Hey Puma. Wally wants to give my arm a washi. Or maybe he wants to lay on this fuzzy rug I have here. Oh, see you later, Puma. Ooh. Ooh. And if you're wondering, is this tarot accurate AF? Yes, it is. It's given some very powerful readings. To me, it's just been in my experience thus far, this deck doesn't really like to joke around. I have some decks that are very playful. This one doesn't feel that way. This one feels very straightforward and actually almost has a galactic vibe to it, which I don't have very many decks that give me those feels. Even the Star Child Tarot and the Moon Child Tarot, they don't, I mean, it's more a different dimension I feel like I'm in, whereas this one actually feels kind of like galactic, which is pretty cool. Check out the Emperor. Oh, here's my girl, the Empress. The Shadow. Renamed for the Devil card, of course. All right. So, Wally is back. I think he is liking this deck. He seems to come around quite a bit more when I have this deck around. Let me just pull out 3 cards for you guys, just so you can see how I might read with it. They do fly out a little bit more often. It's just, you know, like I said, I don't have that many round decks, so still getting used to kind of shuffling it without getting all my cards everywhere. Okay, so let's pull 3 cards. I feel like this would be one. So like I said, yes, they do stick a little bit together just because of the texture's kind of grippy. I feel like this is another. And this is another card. Okay. So this would be like a general read. If you're watching this and you're like, oh my gosh, that reading actually is for me, then that's freaking awesome. But it's just general. Just so we can see how it reads. So let's look. What do we have here? We have the Star, which is the one that Wally was sniffing on. He was kind of liking this one. And then we have the Four of Cups. And then we have the Wheel of Fortune. Okay, so let me take this in. What could I get from the... Ooh, okay, bam. Again, those intergalactic vibes coming in. So I am feeling like people are receiving a lot of inspiration ideas, kind of like the muse is just chattering away in people's ears. And that's, you know, I mean, probably going to happen, especially if you're in the northern hemisphere right now. There's this renewal, you know, spring is in the air, it's coming, you know. Even if you're in a place where it's snowy, you know that that the spring is going to come, the frost is going to melt, and spring is coming. Here in sunny San Diego, I mean, it didn't really ever get too cold, but now we have our Santa Anas rolling in again, so you know, the spring is coming, yay. So warm sunny days, less rainy days. So I'm getting all of these downloads, but I'm feeling like sometimes we become overwhelmed by so many good ideas that we end up doing nothing. And so this Wheel of Fortune is saying, you know, like there is no time like the present, like the time is now if you want to create or make something. So instead of becoming overwhelmed with like, I have to do everything right now, you know, I could do this and this and this and this, which creates inactivity. Choose one that you think you would most be able to work on right now based on the amount of time you have, the amount of energy that you have, the resources that you have. So maybe just like a simple project first, and then just table the other projects. Just maybe write them down in a journal so you don't forget about them, and put it down in as much detail as possible. But now is the time to start working on one of those projects. So I'm just getting here that now is the time. Let's work on one of those projects. You know, spring is in the air. And, you know, and if you're in the southern hemisphere, it doesn't mean that, you know, because the promise of winter is now coming for you guys, that this isn't something that you can't tap into as well. You know, you also are having a change in season. Change, you know, means a fluctuation of energy. The energy is moving. So northern, southern hemisphere, doesn't matter. Again, let's write down those list of ideas and just choose one for right now so that you can get started on one instead of getting started on none. Okay, makes sense. But yeah, so this was a really fun review to do, you know, from my month long of no reviews, but I was really having fun with Ethany's challenge. So like I said, if you're interested in this deck, I will put the link down below to get it. But otherwise, I'm just kind of showing all this awesome art. But yeah, so if you guys dug this review, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to click subscribe, and don't forget to click the ding 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 notification bell for more videos just like this. And if you want to catch a reading from me, head over to www.kittenswaitsandtarot.com. Not only do I have lots of wonderful readings for you guys to choose from, but I have sprays and salves and bracelets that I make, and I also have a newsletter if you want to get signed up for that. And I have my Wally's World Oracle. And if you want to throw a little love my way so that I can continue putting out wonderful content for you guys, trying to make things fun for you guys, then head over to my Patreon page at patreon.com/kittenswaitsandtarot. And that's it from your spiritual homies. I will catch you later. Peace, love, and chicken grease. Peace out.